Yeah. Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laughs in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
Man, I ain't paid all this damn good damn money for this shit not to work. Y'all excuse my language. I'm already tripping. Yeah, because Roadcaster got me fucked up. I didn't spend all this money and I come on air and you ain't got my mic working. Anyway, I ain't tripping. I am tripping. Let me chill out. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Happy post 420. I know, crazy 420. It happened to fall on Easter. That was the most craziest 420. It's kind of like you're supposed to praise the Lord, but don't be high off that devil's lettuce. Crazy. Anyway, hey, welcome on back here with another episode of, you already know what it is, I.O.W. Sports Show, Late Night Owl Edition. Is episode 442. All right. And as you can see the headlines, we got a lot to talk about. All right. Appreciate y'all tuning in, chopping up with your boy. Excuse my tardiness. All right. I got caught up with the kids. All right. And I had to go back and watch the rest of Raw. All right. And, you know, I usually try to come on right after Raw. But, you know, I had to go back and get caught up. All right. Been a minute, my friend. Italy Jet. What's up? What's up? We got to get together because we are too close proximity to not get together. You're in St. Louis. I'm in Kansas City. All right. Let's make something happen. Italy Jet. All right, my man. Let's make something happen. But look, I'm gonna start right here. The reason why I was late, because like I said, I had to get caught up on watching WWE Raw. I am a wrestling fan. All right. I haven't talked a lot of wrestling on my Late Night Owl Sports podcast, but I am right now because me being a wrestling fan and backstory, I grew up on, you know, WWF back in the days. It was called WWF in WCW, the old WCW, before they got crazy. So I've been a wrestling fan all my life. Now WrestleMania just happened. All right. Yeah, WrestleMania just happened. We got to have this talk, y'all. WrestleMania, for all y'all who don't watch wrestling, it's okay. All right. It's okay that you don't watch wrestling, but I'm just going to let you guys know in a little secret. All right. Wrestling been cool. It's always been cool. Back in the days when I was growing up, there's a lot of people that tried to make me look like I was crazy and I was a nerd and I was a bum, and people would try to beat you up if you watch wrestling. So most of the times you try to keep it low key that you watch wrestling. You wouldn't tell nobody. You gotta, yeah, I watch wrestling. And so now in 2025, I just love how in the last 4 or 5 years wrestling's gone to a crazy popularity, and they make it cool to be an outward fan now. Almost similar to the anime effect. A lot of my anime fans, I'm not a big anime fan, but I got into Pokemon when it first came over. You know, obviously Dragon Ball Z, but I kind of stopped. All right. But my heavy anime fans, I understand what I'm talking about. Y'all see how anime is cool now in the last 4 or 5 years, right? And everybody thinks it's the coolest shit in the world. right? Wrestling is almost in the same hemisphere. Matter of fact, a lot of your wrestling fans aren't anime fans because they kind of go inside in the same world. Regardless, my point is this: you newly wrestling fans, or if you're not into wrestling fan, or you know about WrestleMania, you heard of a Hulk Hogan, you heard of a Stone Cold, you heard of a Rock, you heard of a Roman Reigns, a John Cena, you heard of the big names. All right, cool. So you tune in every April, all right, for Mania. Cool. Okay, I'm having this conversation with y'all because I need to set down some rules and parameters. If you just now come into the wrestling world, all right. We see how it's cool. It's on ESPN. They got they got a little crazy partnership, and more people are getting hip to ESPN's coverage of WrestleMania and all that and stuff like that. Look, if you new to the wrestling scene, all right, it's just one thing that we ask, all right. Well, there's more than one. There's a couple of things. All right, I'm about to lay down some ground rules for you. If you're not into the wrestling scene on a regular day basis, but now you're into it now, or you're trying to get into it, all right? Rule number one, if you're just now trying to get into the wrestling world, all right? Don't say it's fake. Please don't. Don't say it's fake. Because as true wrestling fans, we know it is scripted. It is scripted. Yes, we know that there is a winner and a loser. It's probably predetermined, or at some point, it has been discussed who will win and who will lose. And we understand that. Don't say it's fake. Please don't. Because more than likely, if you really think it's fake, I would like to see you try to take a bump. All right? I would like to see you try it. That is not a trampoline they are jumping on. A whole bunch of wood, a whole bunch of metal in that ring. All right? And let me ask you this. What have you ever seen? A whole bunch of metal and a whole bunch of wood equals soft, plush, tush landing. Just let me understand that. All right. Never heard of it, right? All right. Yeah, there is a mat down, but it's not as thick as you think it is to stop the blow of taking a bump. All right. My man Bobby G's in the building. Shout out my man Bobby G. All right. Rule number 2. If you just now getting into the wrestling world, all right? Because I know you saw some Mania. It was some good stuff. Rule number 2, all right? Just because you started listening to a bunch of podcasts and some shows about wrestling, don't come to us wrestling fans trying to tell us about terms. Man, look at him take that bump. Watch this spot right here. He's the heel. He's the bait. Don't try to talk to us in terms, all right? First of all, we ain't supposed to know those terms as wrestling fans, all right? Wrestlers hate when we know those terms as true wrestling fans, all right? So don't come to us trying to talk to us as if you are a veteran of WWE for 25 years talking about, man, the storyline, the bump, the this, the that, trying to talk in wrestling terms and code as if you've been doing this. You true to this, and you ain't never new to this. Don't do that, because we can spot you out in a heartbeat, and I can tell that you a fraud, all right? That's rule number 2. All right, what was rule number 1, y'all? That's right. Don't say it's fake. All right. We know it's scripted. Don't come with that bullshit talking about it's fake. All right. We ain't trying to hear none of that. All right. We don't come to y'all when y'all be watching y'all little dumbass NBA. Watching your dumbass NFL. Hell, y'all, we don't be in your face when y'all watching the dumbass Desperate Housewives shit. All right, don't. All right. We know that wrestling is scripted athleticism. All right. It is a sport. It's for entertainment. All right. I'm holding it down for my wrestling fans right now. I won't stand for the foolishness and the silliness of you outsiders or you newcomers trying to take over our world as if we don't know what's really good. And what was rule number 2? That's right. Don't try to talk like you've been in this. No, don't do that. You look corny. All right. And rule number 3, the final rule. If you are just now coming into this world, all right, let the show end. And then I will be happily to answer any question of any confusion that you might have. In the midst of the show, in the midst of anything happening, shut the fuck up. That's all we ask. All right? Ain't nobody got time for a million questions. Ain't nobody got time to explain a million things at a time. All right? We ain't got time for that. If you got confusion, put a pin in it. Once the show is over, I will answer any and all questions. But in the midst, shut the fuck up. Don't say shit. Because you are taking away from me enjoying my pure art. And everything matters. Every detail matters. From how they talk, how they walk, how they look, how they fight. Everything matters because it all comes to one big puzzle and you'll get the big picture in the end. So everything matters. That's why you got to shut the fuck up. All right? Those are my 3 rules. All right? But wrestling fans, how'd you enjoy Mania? Me personally, it was okay. It was all right. It was some good. And there was some bad. All right? You want to hear the good and the bad? I'm going to do a shameless plug. Going over to 613 Faith Productions YouTube channel. All right? We did a live reaction. All right? On both nights. And, of course, we got a wrestling show. All right? There is no wrestling podcast right here on I.O.W. Sports. But, hey, your boy's on a wrestling podcast with other people. All right? My other fam, so go check them out. All right? So, hey, that's just my rules on the wrestling world. All right? I just had to explain all that because I was late, airing at night because I had to get caught up on Raw, So, there we are. All right. All right, now that we got that out of the way, now that we got all that confusion out the way, let's talk some sports. Not just sports as entertainment, all right? Man, so I saw something today, and I just had to, it was one of those things that I felt, compelled. Felt compelled to, talk about. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we're going to discuss this situation. And obviously, in my opinion, I think it's very something that need to get talked about because this man has been in the news very heavily because they, especially down in Dallas, they want that man's head. Team's been eliminated, Dallas Mavericks. And of course, I'm talking about Nico Harrison, who still somehow has a job as a general manager of the Dallas Mavericks. And of course, a lot of Dallas fans, they want the man's head because he had the gall to trade Luka Doncic. Well, as your season is over, he finally came and he said a couple of things in his closing, presser. And, it's just a short clip, but I just want to play this because I just think it's dope that he finally talked. And, this is just a snippet, so this is not everything. And we're just going to talk about this. Let's take a quick listen from Mavericks general manager, Nico Harrison.
Didn't know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level. But really, the way we looked at it is, if you're putting a team on the floor that's Kyrie, Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and Lively, we feel that's a championship caliber team, and we would have been winning at a high level, and that would have quieted some of the outrage. And so, unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. So it just continued to, go on and on.
Woo, man! Wow. Yeah, he took a stab at justifying the trade, and I know what a lot of people's initial thoughts are going to be. A lot of people's initial thoughts are going to be like, "I don't care how you try to spin it, what you trying to say. You traded Luka Doncic away," and you guys are absolutely right. You guys are absolutely right. That's everybody's initial thought. But as he explained it right there in that little snippet, and obviously I just want to focus on this little snippet. You can go to ESPN app. They got the full interview, or, Dallas Mavericks on their either YouTube channel or something. They'll have the full presser. But he said right there, You know, imagine a lineup of Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively, Anthony Davis, PJ, and he feels that in the rest of his admin team felt that was a, you know, championship caliber lineup. And let's be honest, on paper, you know, that starting squad, that's not a bad squad. Championship caliber, tough to say. Yeah, I think it definitely, you know, puts you in contention, you know, of those starters that Nico Harrison did name. But here's where he's absolutely right. And this is why I think he doesn't deserve any flack. He makes a trade, has that lineup, and if everything works out, it's not a lot of noise. I think he's right there. He makes a trade. What if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt on the opening game? Doesn't miss that good amount of time? Dallas is still in a good position. What if they're in a different position going into the play-in? They probably not even in the play-in. They might be top 6 and resting and actually going straight into a playoff series. What if Kyrie Irving doesn't get lost for the season? We're having a total different conversation. So in just that snippet, Nico Harrison, I feel, is 100% correct, regardless of the outcome of the trade and how everybody's feel. I'm talking about that snippet right there where he said, if we aren't getting hurt, if Kyrie's not out for the season, if AD doesn't get hurt, I swear I did the due diligence to put together a caliber or a championship caliber team. And I think he did. It's at least contending. I'm not saying they would have won the championship. That's not what he's saying. At the end of the day, if things are not going the way they are and the noise gets louder, because he's right. After the trade happens, if AD plays all the way through and plays like he was, because AD was having a good season when he's on the floor. If he plays like he was in LA, getting the double-doubles, being a monster in the paint, at least averaging 15 a night with 10 rebounds, 15 and 10 averaging, probably so. If he's performing like that, not hurt, Kyrie doesn't get hurt, if you take away those snowballs, some of that noise gets quieted if they go on a good playoff run. A lot of that noise it just doesn't exist. A lot of the big noises, a lot of the big names, I should say, would say, oh, well, Nico Harrison probably saw something we didn't see. He's a genius. See, that's the thing. He was willing to take that chance to either look like a genius or look like a fool. But he looks like a fool because Anthony Davis got hurt and didn't play all the way through. He looks like a fool because Kyrie Irving got hurt. Nobody would have called that man a fool if Kyrie was healthy, still balling. Nobody would have called him a fool if AD was healthy, still balling. Nobody would have called Nico Harrison a fool had all the pieces been okay and they would have actually made a good run in the back half of that season. And hell, would it made some noise? They wouldn't have called him a fool. It's literally the game of chances. It's game of roulette. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I'm willing to bet that Nico Harrison probably dotted all his T's and crossed his I's. We can't forget that, hell, Dallas Mavericks tried it as much as they could to get because here's the thing. I'm not going to act like Luka Doncic was on a scrub-ass team. All right? The man was just in the finals a year ago. But we act like the man has never been surrounded by talent. That's not true. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie probably had the best years of his probably career in Dallas. They didn't do nothing with it. I mean, come on. Kristaps Porzingis, although unhealthy, he missed some time. He probably played half his available career in Dallas, but when he was on the floor, still was averaging a double-double, still was averaging 20 plus. You know? There's a guy in New York named Jalen Brunson who was sitting there right there on their bench. Let him walk. Come on. I mean, come on, dog. Like, I don't know. But I'm not the type to sit here and act like Luka just had nothing. Because the problem is they gonna always do what they do, and they do it with LeBron. Wow, he needs help. How much help do they need? Huh? How much? But at the end of the day, Nico Harrison stood on it. So I respect the man for at least standing 10 toes down, taking all the criticism, taking all the heat, because they on his head. They on this man's head. All right? They on this man's head. I mean, come on now. And ever since he's taken over the job in 21, he's seen enough of Luka. He's seen enough of Luka. I'm willing to bet that Nico Harrison was like, yo, before we give this man this extension, let me explore something. I think Nico Harrison really, I know a lot of people's on his head, but I really think he was like, I don't know. I just think a lot of, what's up, man, down? Mel? I played a little clip just a second ago. I was kind of, matter of fact, I'm going to play it again for you, Mel. And matter of fact, I want you to join this conversation. I just think it's like, come on, man. If a lot of things fall the way that Nico Harrison had predicted, I think a lot of noise around his name just doesn't happen. Like literally, it's so easy to jump on the man because the thing didn't work out because Kyrie got hurt and AD, missed some time and, they got bumped out the playing tournament. But if things had fallen out the way that he predicted, they wouldn't have called him a fool. Here you go, Mel.
Know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level, but really the way we looked at it is, if you're putting a team on the floor that's Kyrie, Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and Lively, we feel that's a championship caliber team, and we would have been winning at a high level, and that would have quieted some of the outrage. And so unfortunately we weren't able to do that. So it just continued to, go on and on.
Yeah, I think that plays a part into it. I think coaching plays a part into it. I'm sorry, I love Jason Kidd as a basketball player. I'm not 100% so that he's, one of those coaches that's going to lead you to the championship. I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not. That's just me. I enjoyed him as a basketball player. Coaching, I don't know. Well, I'll put it this way: he ain't Steve Nash. All right, he ain't Steve Nash. He damn sure ain't them. But he's not a Frank Vogel, Budenhauser. Just me. But here's another part of that Nico clip that I want to focus on. He said, I didn't know how important Luka was to the fan base. Dallas just got to accept that the new owners wanted out of the Luka business. That was part of what I wanted to really say right there, Mel. Because Nico Harrison, who's been the general manager since 2021, is now 2025, has seen a good chunk of Luka. All right? And I also want people to understand Nico Harrison's background. He's an actual basketball guy. Go check Nico Harrison's actual like his history, go his bio. He's not your typical, I'm your analytical, I'm gonna go by the numbers, I'm gonna, look at the numbers or look and make my business decisions off of this, off of that. Because I can promise you, if he was one of those analytical GMs, Luka wouldn't have went nowhere. All right. I want y'all to really do the history on Nico Harrison. All right. He's been around basketball. All right. He's been around it. All right. He's played ball. He's gone to a level as high as most would even fathom. No, did he make the NBA? No, he didn't. All right. But this man has an actual basketball history of playing pro basketball. May not be NBA, but the guy knows basketball. So guess what? I'm pretty sure Nico was like, oh man, yeah, Luka, talent, yes. But I'm pretty sure that he was like, yeah, I think I'm out of 1 and 2. Because you got to understand, Luka's up for big money, max money. We're talking about upwards to $62 million a year type of money. If Nico Harrison says, hey, before we got to pay that man all that type of money and probably even upwards, let's explore something. Let's shop him. Let's just see what happens. Because he probably has seen enough of Luka, and he's probably like, hey, man, the guy has talent, but he's lazy. I'm not going to get no defense from him. The man can't put the damn burnt ends down. He's eaten half of Dallas already. The brisket looks delicious, don't it, Luka? Yeah, I know, because you can't put it down. I can't get you in the shape. I can't get you to stop drinking the damn beer. I can't get you to give a damn to stay healthy for a whole year. Give me your all. You can be a superstar. You can be a superstar, Luka, but you can't put the brisket down. You can be a superstar, Luka, but you can't put the damn Heinekens down. Luka, you can be a superstar. But I can't. If you eating half of Dallas, then drank half of Dallas, but you want me to invest upwards of 65+ million a year? I'm willing to bet Nico Harrison. This is probably the main. It probably won't come out now. ESPN, FS1 won't probably tell it until they make a documentary and make a behind the scenes shit. I'm willing to bet Nico, when he gets fired, that's when all this is going to come out. He going to finally say, hey, man, I didn't want to pay the fat son of my bitch. He's a slob. All right. It's going to come out eventually. All right. So all you Luka fans y'all can clamor on to Luka and, oh, I love him. I know he's talented. He is. But guess what? The Lakers going to end up with the same damn problem. They're going to be like, bruh, we didn't put this around you. We didn't put this around you. And you can't get past nothing. You get to a conference final. You did it one time. But damn it, you can't do it consistently. But damn it, you didn't went from Dallas to LA and then ate half of Crenshaw. Roscoe's and ran out of chicken and waffles with your ass. How the hell are we supposed to? They're going to be in the same situation Dallas is in about 4 or 5 years. Mark my damn words. They're going to be in the same damn situation like Dallas was. And they're going to have to make a decision. Are we going to continue feeding the pig so he can pig out? Or are we going to get serious about building a championship team? Mark my words. Put it on a time stamp. Give about 4 or 5 years, might even be 3. Lakers going to be in the same situation as Dallas is right now. And I'm like, damn. Maybe Nico Harrison went crazy. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall. Just saying, we can't be so quick to say Nico was crazy, man. It had the shit worked out. Kyrie got healthy. AD stays healthy. We're not having this conversation. We having a total different outlook at Nico Harrison. Mind you, me calling him a genius. Probably would have gave the man GM of the Year award. That's how shit works in sports nowadays. make wild moves, it works out, you're a genius. It fails because it didn't go out the way that you envisioned to, because life happens like that, you're an idiot. Ain't that amazing how shit works in life and sports? Parallel, right? Crazy. Y'all put that in your thinking cap, and we gonna come back to this because a lot of shit's gonna happen in the next few weeks down in Dallas, especially if Luka and the Lakers get to the finals. That noise for Nico is gonna get louder. It's gonna get louder if the Lakers and Luka win the finals. It's gonna get louder. It's gonna get real loud. But I don't think that's his fault. Things just didn't work out the way he planned it. I think he actually really did cross his I's and dot his T's. Cross his I's, whatever how you say the saying is. Cross his T's, dot his I's, whatever. I think he really did his due diligence on that trade. And it just wasn't popular. Because he said it right there. I didn't know the extent of how much he meant to the fan base. Because he's not thinking about the fan base. He's not. And you know what? Most GMs shouldn't. Because here's the thing with fans, all right? We get attached. We get clamored to a certain player or a team that you put all your feelings and emotions into everything, and you're not thinking business. And it's 2025, y'all. NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, MLS, NWSL, any professional league that you think of has a business factor to every last thing and decision that they make. They can't make everything based off of emotions, because guess what? If you don't know business, business is bad when emotions get involved. That's why most of those GMs that are always re-signing your fan favorites, always, drafting the guys that the fans want, they don't last long. You know why? Because you fans don't know shit half the time, all right? Because you're emotionally involved. You can't make a sound decision with emotions involved. There's nothing logical in your decision process when you're emotionally fixed. So this GM, who actually just admitted that, hey, I didn't know how important he was to the fan base. Some people might look at that a bad way. How do you not have a pulse on the fan base? Because this guy's trying to make a basketball move, not an emotional move. Let's be honest. All you Luka fans that are really mad at Nico Harrison, you're mad because he moved your favorite player away. That's what you're mad. You're not mad because he tried to make a sound, educated guess on a trade that he thought would work out, and it just didn't. You didn't see that. You didn't see that he possibly could, possibly making a business decision as to saying, hey, maybe I don't want to invest almost $500 million in a fat slob that's going to eat my city and barely probably might even play half the season. Did you think about that? If you love Luka so much, why don't you jump in his DMs and tell the fat motherfucker to put the beer down? Why don't you tell Luka to put the goddamn Roscoe's and chicken down? Because I know he's in LA tearing them waffles and chickens the fuck up right now. Why don't you tell him to do that? But y'all so quick to jump on Nico like, oh man, maybe he's the bad guy in this situation. No, why don't y'all take your emotions out, chill, and try to look at his job. It's his job to look at everything in a logical basketball and business sense. That's what GMs get paid to do. All right? Because if he doesn't, he don't keep a job. He gets fired. But he really took a risk on this one. And I'm pretty sure he did all his due diligence to make sure that it probably worked out. He just didn't. Because things just happen. Because life happens. All right? It just happens. But I'm willing to bet if it don't fall that way, might be a different conversation. Let's do a quick little NBA run through real quick, because I definitely want to talk about that NIL situation, because I saw something pop today. But no, real quick. Obviously, today's action. Pistons, they get the dub in New York, 100-94. I got the game on in the background, 87-84. Clippers are up on the Nuggets. Hey man, that's going to be that Nuggets and Clippers series probably gonna be real close. All games, every last one of those games. Good to see Kawhi. Good to see Kawhi doing what he doing. Hey, buyers beware. We already know what's up with Kawhi, man. He's a baller. I just hope he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, man, we always get a different situation when it comes with any team that Kawhi plays for. Warriors and Rockets. I told somebody last week. I was on a podcast. I said, watch out for the Warriors. Because here's the thing. Obviously, you still got little remnants of that dynasty in Golden State still left over. So there's still some championship caliber DNA in that building. All right. I think the fact that you add Jimmy Butler, who absolutely wants a championship, to that team was absolutely dangerous. How did y'all let Golden State get a hold of Jimmy Butler? How? NBA. Of the 29 teams, how did you let Golden State get a hold of Jimmy Butler? Y'all may say Jimmy Butler is this, that. He got enough tank. He got enough left in the tank. And he's been showing it with the right squad around him. All right? Say what you want, but he's a dog. Now you got him with an emotional dog in Draymond. All right? Say what you want about Draymond. I've been critical of Draymond, but I know what he is for Golden State. All right? He's the enforcer. He's the bouncer. All right? He's the tone setter. He's the emotional leader. All right? He does the down and dirty work shit that keeps it all together. That's why they keep re-signing him. That's why they keep him in there. That's why they let him do what he do. He provides that for him. They think nobody else can do that for him. That's on them, regardless. That's what he is for them. All right? Oh, shit. There happens to be a guy, little yellow boy named Steph Curry, that's a damn good shooter that's on that team, too. What? Y'all let Jimmy Butler join that? Shit. Boy, they about to make a good 2 seed in Houston get just all right, you little young punks. We about to show y'all what's really good. Because Houston's a good team. We can't sleep on Houston, all right? They are a 2 seed. Can't sleep on Ime Udoka, what he has done as a coach. All right? Say what you want. I know the guy got a little freaky deaky, couldn't keep his dipstick tucked away. Was checking the oil of somebody else's engine, and that was his problem. That's off the court. I ain't talking about that shit. All right. I'm talking about Ime Udoka, the basketball coach. Y'all do know his rookie season in Boston, he almost beat a dynasty, took him to 7. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all aware of that? Okay. Gets fired, goes to Houston. Don't sleep on what he did his first year in Houston. He took a team that wasn't worth a damn. They were young, raw, and literally couldn't tell the difference between their nose and their asses. He got him to 500 his first year. This is his second year in Houston. His second year in Houston, and has him as a 2 seed. 50-plus wins. And go look at Ime Udoka's coaching history over the last 3 years. He's been a coach in the NBA. The man knows how to coach basketball. Don't sit there and try to say, oh, man, he had what he had in Boston. Okay, so what's the reason now? He's in Houston with literally a raw, young team who's young, dumb, full of bubble gum. All right? Got him as a 2 seed. Guy knows how to coach basketball. All right? Rockets could really pose a threat to the Warriors. They could. But the way that the Warriors are playing right now, adding Jimmy Butler, how did y'all let the Warriors get a hold of Jimmy Butler? Crazy. Heat Cavaliers. Hey, good job, Heat. I thought y'all were going to be dead to rights after you traded Jimmy Butler away. But here you are. All right. It's been fun, but you're about to get bounced out. You better hope you get one. All right? Hope you get one. Because the way that Cleveland bounced and just dogged y'all the other day, ain't going to look too good. Ain't going to look too good. Magic and Celtics. All right. I got to admit something. I thought that the Celtics will get challenged by the Magic because, hey, Magic, you know, the Cavaliers to 7 games last year. Young, talented team playing with house money. They're going to play with reckless abandon and don't care. Let's give the defending champs a run for our money. I'm hoping that take can be true. But right now, I look foolish as hell, and I'm okay to admit that. The way that Boston scrubbed the floor with them boys the other day, it wasn't even fair. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to need more than Paulo Banchero to do what I'm talking about, what they're going to do. They're going to need the Orlando Magic. They're going to need the Orlando Pride. They're going to need Orlando, town and resorts. They're going to need Epcot, Disneyland, Disney World, and Space Mountain to defeat the Celtics. They're going to need them all. They're going to need everything in Orlando to help them. They might need some Gators, Skeetos, whatever. They're going to need all the help they can get to beat Boston. So that take that I dropped looks pretty foolish right now, and I'll eat crow right now. And I'm hoping that they can make me look right. But right now, damn, I look crazy as hell for saying that. Thunder and Grizz. Oh, man. Yeah, the Thunder made the Grizzlies look like they just didn't belong the other night. That wasn't even fair. Yeah, that was that wasn't even fair. Yeah, they look like one of them bombs that Jaw like to be setting off. Yeah, it looked like it's himself imploded because y'all got blown right out the arena. Go sit your asses down. The way that game looked like, yeah, y'all might as well get the brooms too. It ain't looking too good. Man, the Bucks need some help. They say Dame is coming back, and if that's the case, well, he better bring a cape with him. Indiana, they didn't play no games the other day. They weren't playing no games on Saturday. No games. And who else wasn't playing no games is the Timberwolves. They weren't playing no games. Well, my Lakers look bad. I don't even know what to really say about that. Hey, I mean, damn. Like shit. I mean, damn. Like for real. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. The fact that you let Jaden McDaniels get off on you and get off in your asses, woo! Yeah, it ain't looking too good. And that wasn't even a great shooting night from Anthony Edwards. That's bad. Look, I don't care what you say. All right? Anthony Edwards didn't kill you. You let Jaden Daniels kill you. Who the hell would have thought that had been the headlines? That Jaden Daniels was going to be the Laker killer on Saturday. That's scary. That's scary to me. Ooh, that's scary to me. I'm scared about that. Oh, for real, as a Laker fan, that scares me. Because look at it this way, all right? Especially in basketball. You know the superstars, you want to contain them. And the fact that Anthony Edwards did not have a good shooting game, that's what you want. You want the opposing team superstar to struggle. This man shot 8 for 22 from the field. But the thing is, you don't let everybody else get off. I mean, damn, they made Julius Randle look. I know he only dropped 16, but efficient 6 of 11. And 4 and 6 from downtown. They made Julius Randle look like he mattered to a basketball team again. Like, damn. Jay McDaniels, you telling me that if I was to give you a scenario that Anthony Edwards was going to have an off shooting night, and that's pretty much all you had to primarily worry about offensively, and you don't walk away with a win, not only did you not walk away with a win, you got your asses stomped. See that trade? See, this is the thing that they're not going to talk about on the actual Lakers side of things. All right? About that Luka trade. Yeah, it was dope that you got Luka, but you lost defense. I mean, say what you want. I've been a big Anthony Davis critic. Hey, that man soft. He ain't got the dog in him. He a punk. He's still a damn good defensive player. a defensive player of the year candidate every year if he really, really, really wanted to be. Like, for real. But you wanted the offense. Okay. That's fine. You gotta play defense, you gotta cover somebody. This thing about the NBA, you do know you still have to play defense. Still got to play the other end of the court. Like, outscoring teams, you know, unless you got the shooters and the killers for all that. And don't get me wrong, obviously Lucas still has a skill set. LeBron is still a scoring machine. Fine, okay. Who we stopping? Because I'm sorry, I'm not looking at this roster at the way that the Lakers are put together, and I'm just going to sit here and just go crazy and thinking that they're going to, you know, play both ends of the court. I don't care what the numbers say. I'm talking about the game that I'm watching. I know what the Lakers, quote unquote, defensive efficiency and shit was in the regular season and all that, and quote unquote what the defensive efficiency was after the trade. I'm well aware of the stats that you guys like to throw out there on ESPN and FS1. I'm talking about this game Saturday. What? Huh? All that defensive efficiency shit you've been talking about in the regular season don't mean a damn thing to me. I'm talking about what I just saw as a Laker fan on Saturday. What the hell going on? Your best player is having an off night. You should walk away with a dub. You didn't. No, you walked away with an ass kicking. Like, come on. Where is this making sense at? Make that shit make sense. Because I'm confused. I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. Your man, your opposing team's best player, struggling, you take advantage of it. You win the game. Not you lose and get your ass kicked. Oh, Lord. Where we do that at? So I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried as a Lakers fan. I am worried as a Lakers fan. But I definitely want to talk about this, dog. Because I need to find that article real quick. Because there's quote unquote changes. All right. Quote unquote changes to NIL. All right. And I want to throw it, play this audio real quick, and then I'm gonna read a quick little excerpt. So let's take a quick listen to this. Obviously, Jay Williams, love Jay Williams, Jay Will. Let's listen to what was going on.
Well, number one, I think Derek Queen is probably one of the most underrated players in the country that nobody talks about, and he's going to be a lottery pick. Think about that. That's shocking, right? And plays for Maryland. I think my biggest takeaway, Greeny, of everything over the weekend was that NIL is the death of mid-major Cinderella runs. And I think it still can happen, but I think it's going to be more of a rarity, Greeny.
Because?
Well, there's going to be more of a rarity due to the fact that I think now we're going to see a lot of players that are playing for the Colorado States, that are playing for the McNeeses, that are playing for the Drakes, that are going to get poached by mid-level Power 4, Power 5 conferences, right? And you're going to see teams in the middle of the pack of the Big 10, the middle of the pack of the Big 12, see these players and say, hey, we'll give you 4X, we'll give you 5X what you're earning at your mid-major conference. And when I talk to mid-major coaches, the consistent complaint I always hear from them is retention. We can't hold on to players because these Power 4 schools are just clipping them and taking them away from us. And that's why I think you're seeing chalk as much as you're seeing right now as we get to the Sweet 16. You're not seeing any mid-major left. You're going to see the big boys. And I think that's going to be the case moving forward.
Jay Will was obviously talking about his respect to sport. No Jay Williams, former guard at Duke, historic career at Duke. Obviously played, short, brief stint in the NBA, career cut short. But very impactful career at Duke back in the heydays. And, I think he has a point right there when it comes to his sport in basketball of NIL and how it proposes a problem with retaining for your smaller schools compared to your bigger schools. And that's a fair point. When it comes to the football side of that, I have seen coaches like the Grambling States at the HBCUs Prairie View A&M has some things to say, hey, if y'all gonna post my players, then give me compensation, give me some money or something in return. And I know that sounds crazy, y'all, but I really want to put this in perspective for y'all, because I don't think a lot of people really know the history of college football. So back in the days, a lot of your college football talent was where? And for those who don't know, I'm talking about all that college, 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, all that. All your talent was where, y'all? If you guessed HBCUs, you would be correct. All right. A lot of your talent in college football were historically black colleges and universities, especially in the time of Jim Crow, segregation, and all that stuff. A lot of your talent was at those HBCUs playing football. Now, a lot of the talent from the HBCUs got plucked to your major schools. They started getting recruited by your Bear Bryants and all that stuff. Only because, hell, these old colored folks can help us win. Not because they liked them, they can help us win. So they start plucking from the HBCU schools, and slowly, sure, you start seeing these kids stop going to the HBCUs and they would go to the big schools. And primarily is because the free education and the actual burden of not paying for school, that was alleviated. That was their pitch and sell. Hey, man, you live in that shanty with your grandma and them, when you sure is good at football, boy. Why don't you come on down to Tuscaloosa, play some football? We'll take care of all this, and all of you look good. All of you live good. Come on down to Tuscaloosa. If you don't think that happened and that wasn't right, all right, go do your history research. I don't ever talk bullshit on my podcast. This is real talk. All that talent got plucked from the HBCUs. So now, fast forward, now 2025, these same HBCUs are saying, hey, if you're going to take my talent from me, because I'm not a big school like you, you're Alabama, you're Georgia, you're Clemson, you can get people to come to you off for namesake. If you're taking my players, give me compensation. I don't see a problem with that. If we're in the business of making money and paying players, and it's all about the profit when it comes to success, and if that's what's going to help you get your success, then pay me. Because I can't compete with you when it comes to facilities, or NIL pay. Can't compete. If I'm a small school, HBCU, mid-major compared to you big, yeah, why not the compensation? But here's what the NCAA is proposing, all right? So the NCAA Division I Board of Directors on Monday, today, proposed deleting 153 long-standing rules from its handbook, a move that will allow schools to share financial benefits directly with players. An expected step towards a new era of amateurism in college athletics, but one that remains contingent upon the approval of the House settlement. I have no issue with trying to find a way to pay these players. If you want to retain them, cool. If that's what you need to do, cool. At the end of the day, they got to figure something out for not just the players, but for the coaches. Shout out to my bro, Mike T. He brought this up on D Man Cave Sports Podcast. You need to check it out. 613 Fame Productions YouTube channel. You can't allow the coaches to just move freely like they've been doing for the last 400 or 500 years of college athletics. I know 400 or 500 years is exaggerating. I know. Last 60 years, more accurate probably. Just slightly still a number exaggerated, but still, coaches been able to move freely to chase the money, chase the bag. All right, been able to move freely. That's what they've been allowed to do. And they've always had the rules that players can't do it. They can't do them. Now that the NIL got passed a few years ago, okay, cool. I'm cool with all trying to set up the parameters. Hey, we want to try our best to keep you here. Here's a little something. I understand that part. It's all part of the game. All of that should have been considered, from whether, talent being bought from the smaller schools. Should there be compensation? I think so too. I think there should be compensation because all this is free agency. All of this is free agency. You know what happens in the NFL when a player goes to another team? The team that he leaves, they get a compensatory pick back for that guy. They get compensation back for losing talent. That's what the compensatory picks are for. Every time a free agent, coach, or something work the damn of my team leaves, goes to somewhere else, I get compensated for it. If they're treating everything like free agency and treating everything like a professional sporting situation, treat it as that. Treat it the same exact thing. Give them small schools and mid-majors their compensatory picks, your compensation back for taking their talent. Put them rules and regulations on the coaches and the players. Because I'm pro players getting their money. But if you gotta say, oh, you gotta put parameters out on them, because that's what they're doing now. The conversation has changed. See, it was all fun when the coaches was getting all the money, universities was getting all the money, and all you gave was to the players was some goodie bags at a bowl game and to say, that a boy, your education's free. But you better not get hurt, because we will pull that scholarship. It's a cold world for the players. It's always been a cold world for the players. All right? Circumstances happen for the kid. They will pull a scholarship in a heartbeat. Matter of fact, university ain't even got to have a reason to pull a scholarship. Motherfucker, I didn't like the way you comb your hair. I'm taking your scholarship. I don't like the way you chew. I'm taking it. I'm exaggerating, but it is not far-fetched. So my thing is like, come on now. Here's another proposed rule, but it needs to be on a basis that everybody has to abide by it. We can't have separate rules and regulations for the coaches that's, the same rules that they've been running by for the last 60 plus years. And then just say, hi, players, yeah, I thought we appeased y'all. We was giving y'all free education. I thought we appeased y'all. Now you're getting money. You still ain't happy. That's what you're acting like. Critics, adults, whatever. This is what you're acting like. Now the kids are able to get paid. How dare y'all ask for money? And how dare you ask for this? How you shouldn't do this? No. Loyalty, this, that. No. Compete. That's what y'all always say. Oh no, you just run a transfer for more money because you ain't trying to compete. You want more money. You want this. You want a Bugatti. You want the high rise. Well, hell, looking at some of y'all coaches, y'all want the same damn thing because I see y'all hop to chase the bag all the time. But it's wrong when the kids do it, huh? Poppy. Ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. Now that the kids paid, now y'all feel like y'all can't control them. Now shit's out of control, right? Funny how the conversation has changed. Now shit's out of control because kids get paid now. They ask for too much. I talked about it last week with homeboy from Tennessee, Nico Harrison. Did he get bad advice? I thought he got bad advice. I did. I really thought he got bad advice. All right. But I'm not going to be mad at a guy for really thinking that, hey, I feel like I outperformed my contract. I feel like I outperformed when I'm getting paid. And if that's the case, then so be it. Who am I to tell him? But those same people that criticize him wanting to raise because he felt he outperformed his contract, they're quiet, absolutely quiet when the coach jumps from a mid-major to a prime school or whatever, go from job to job, chasing a bag. Can't have that same energy. Shut the fuck up. You got to be consistent across the whole board. So it's fine if the NCAA wants to propose a new rule. I'm all for it. But we got to start having conversations around shit that needs to be the same on both sides of that NIL conversation. Players, coaches, admins, all alike. Because at the end of the day, for me, I think the players are the ones that should have full control over everything. They are the content. If all those NCAA D1 kids found an alternative outside of NCAA to showcase their football skills, to get them ready for the NFL, they would take it in a heartbeat. And that would leave the NCAA with an empty vessel of how they would feel that football fixed. And they wouldn't be able to do it. Wouldn't be able to do it. I bet you right now, if there's a billionaire or somebody that comes up with another league that can be comparable to NCAA football, and you can actually go play a professional league at 18, 19, 20, 21 years old and get paid, and they say you ain't got to go to school neither, NCAA be dead on arrival, wouldn't know what to do with it. Boy, I need $1 billion. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all know what it is. Hey, don't forget my rules to wrestling, all right? What's the rules to wrestling again? All right? Rule number 1, that's right. Don't tell us it's fake. If you know it's scripted, I will bust you in your mouth. Try to tell me it's fake. All right? It's scripted athleticism program. I know what it is. All right? But your ass can't get hurt doing that wrestling. If you ain't doing it right, you can't get hurt. Go ask some of these wrestlers as paraplegics and ask them if it's fake. All right. Rule number 2, don't use what they call it, wrestling jargon. Don't try to talk to me in wrestling talk like I don't know what's up. We know. All right? Well, come on. You don't see me walk around talking like that. Don't do that. Rule number 3, most important, ask questions at the end of the show. I will answer any and all questions at the end of the show. Because right now I'm trying to focus and try to catch every detail of this match. Shut the fuck up. Those are the rules. 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget them. Hope you had a great WrestleMania week. I did. Well, WrestleMania was alright. I'll talk about it later on the Wrestling Show, 603 Faith Productions YouTube channel. In the Four Corners of Wrestling. Pose up, pause down. But your man Wakamore, I'm out of here. See y'all tomorrow night. Hey, it'll be Taco Tuesday. That means what? It's Randy Tuesday. My man Randy Weber. We back tomorrow. Holla at your boys. Peace.
Yeah. Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mall. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Como Modelo, let's cigar. Man, you don't wanna start.